Coffee Crafters. We want to do a quick video on how to change a potentiometer, and this can be in any of our roaster models. We're going to change a single potentiometer in the Artisan Xc, but the process for the double potentiometer in the Xc is very similar. So the only tools I need for this job is I need a Phillips screwdriver. I've already taken out the 4 screws that hold the lid down to the 3E, 7/16 socket, and a little #1 electrical flathead screwdriver for loosening up the set screw on the screw. So let's get started. Okay, so actually what I should show you first is taking the set screw out. So on the back of on the knob, there's a little hole in there with a set screw we'll get the flathead screwdriver in there, back that off, and that'll pull right off. So on the shaft of the potentiometer, you want to get in here, Bryce, you're going to find a nut, and the new one will come with a nut and 1 washer that we put on the top. So what I'm going to do with my socket here is I'm going to back off that nut, and then it's going to go out through the bottom. This is a 7/16 socket, but some of the potentiometers take a 1/2 inch, so the shaft size can be a little bit different. Depending on availability, we buy some of them with narrower shaft than the other ones, but this one is the smaller shaft, takes a 7/16. So I'm going to pull our leads off here. So there's 2 little female spade connectors on there. So we'll take the old potentiometer out. And here's the important part. So when you're putting the potentiometer on, you hold it in your right hand with the shaft pointed towards your palm and the 3 connectors on the back of the potentiometer pointed up. And then we want to plug our 2 leads in to the 2 tabs closest to us. So we use a center tab and one on this side. And if you reverse these on those 2 tabs, it doesn't matter. So we could turn those around as long as when we put them together, they're on the correct ones like that. And then we just reverse the process and put it in. So on the side of the potentiometer, you'll see a little tab here that goes in the alignment hole here by the larger hole, and that keeps the potentiometer from turning. So we line those up. Put the nut back on. When you're tightening down the potentiometer, it doesn't take a lot of pressure, so don't tighten it too much or you could actually break the shaft of the potentiometer. All right, so the new one is in already. And we'll put our lid back down. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put our knob back on. And because this was on the loft, we're going to turn it all the way counterclockwise. There's a little indicator mark on the knob. We're going to put that on, rotate it counterclockwise until it lines up with the where the black and the silver meet, and then we will tighten it back up. So on the Artisan Xc, the process is a little bit different, but it's also not difficult because we can actually access the potentiometer without taking the lid up. There it's on. On the Xc, we would take the front panel off. To take the front panel off the Xc, we remove the row of screws on the front, the 3 screws across the center of that front panel, and the 3 screws on the top of the lid. And that front panel will pull right out. And on that one, you change them with the lid in the down position on the Xc. And you can reach in there, same thing, take off the knob, take off the nut, pull it out, but you can actually pull those out through the front, change them, holding them in the same orientation, and then reinstall them. So that's how it works.